Thursday is.
Thursday's
Oh,
Halloween.
see, it says 30. So I
Oh,
was like,
29, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't have to get their attitude. Me, Jimmy.
Okay, 29. Here we go. Transversals and corresponding angles.
I thought I was gonna chase me and see which words.
All right. As you remember, let's draw two parallel lines. And we'll draw a transversal. Come in.
Mark.
Okay. Christian. Call this angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8. There should be 4 sets, quiet please, Christian. There should be 4 sets of corresponding angles. What did I tell you guys? Remember about corresponding angles? They're roughly the same place, right? Guys, eyes up here, not on him leaving. Of the top 4 up here, which one looks to be the same place as angle 1?
5.
So angle 1 and angle 5 correspond. How about angle 2? What corresponds with angle 2?
6.
Top right is what? Angle 6. Someone else, please tell me, angle 3. Angle 7. Angle 4 corresponds with angle what?
8.
As you can see, these are, I'll put this, top right, top left, see, top right, top left, right? Bottom, why would I say right when it's actually left, wouldn't I? That wasn't good. This one's on the top right, this one's on the top left, this one's on the bottom left, this one's on the bottom right, bottom right, bottom left. You guys understand what corresponding is, correct? Okay. Do we also know, what about, let's make a table when the 2 lines are parallel. When 2 lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, what do we know is true? Which sets that are congruent and sets that are supplementary? Which sets are congruent? Which sets of angles? What types do we have? We have, do you guys remember all the different types?
Alternate.
Think of one. Alternate what?
Interior.
Interior angles? What were they? Were they congruent or were they supplementary?
Congruent.
You guys look in class section 4.2 and see if you can find alternate interior angles. Every single one of you, look at your book. To the U-Court, look at your book. Find the word alternate interior angles in section 2. Hold up, let's make everyone look. I don't see everyone's book moving.
It's section.
Section 2.
Section 4.2.
4.2. Everyone's book needs to be turning to section 4.2.
I think it might be in 4.3.
It's in 4.3 too, yeah.
I found it before.
You're right, it's in 4.3 too. This whole table I'm getting ready to do is in 4.3. But in 4.2, what does it say? Alternate interior angles are what?
Is congruent.
So alternate interior angles. Okay, think of another one. Think of another type of angle.
Alternate exterior angle.
Alternate exterior angles. In 4.2, what does it say they are?
Oh.
Everybody find that.
If two parallel lines are cut by the transversal, then each pair of the alternate interior angles is congruent.
Interior, but I said, you said
Oh,
exterior.
yeah.
Okay, alternate exterior angles are also congruent. Are there any other types? Consecutive interior angles? What do they say those are?
Same side of the transversal.
Okay, but what about them?
Supplementary.
They are what?
Supplementary.
Consecutive interior angles. They're the ones that are what? Supplementary. And they're on the same side of the transversal, right? They're right on top of each other, aren't they? So you've got one type that's two types so far that are congruent, and you've got what? Only one type that's what? Supplementary. Are there any other types that we've talked about?
Corresponding.
And in the section 4.3, we talked about corresponding, and what did they say corresponding were?
They were angles that are congruent.
They were congruent. So how many types are congruent?
Three.
3. How many types are supplementary?
1.
And what we have to remember is this compares things from up there down here. Now, what we can add to this, let's look at this situation again. These are separate because they don't have to be parallel for this to happen, but when we look up here, how does 1 and 3 relate to each other? Everybody look at 1 and 3 up here. What type of angles are those?
Vertical.
So vertical angles will also be congruent, won't they? Everyone agree?
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other type, but this has nothing to do with them being parallel, but you know, when we're looking at this picture, these are the things we can look for. What about 1 and 2? What do we say those are called? Supplementary, but there's a name for them.
Linear.
Linear pair, right. And the other ones that are supplementary are linear pairs. So when we have a picture of, you know, two lines being cut by a transversal, and the two are parallel, we know these 4 things are always going to be true, and these 2 things, right? So these 2 are the ones that will be what? Supplementary, right? These 4 are the ones that will be what? Congruent. So if you can find those on the picture, you can tell what is what, can't you? Okay? Now, let's get out 4.2 worksheet that I handed out, and let's do some examples from it. What do they want us to tell here?
If there's
Court, would you read the directions for this one, please? Court, you have that out again during notes, and I will turn it into the office.
My money?
Yeah, because
Why would
it's
you
in
turn my money in?
Because it's distracting you from what you're doing. I thought you had your phone.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
you're tired, aren't you, Court?
Yeah, I'm tired. You get to come in till late. Okay, I said you for.
Who has their phone up there? Tell me, so I can get them.
No, I said, why is everybody staring at me? I don't even have my phone with me.
I want you to pay attention. Hey. Well, since Court can't read the directions, would someone else like to?
I will.
Okay, read the directions for us.
Identify Classify each pair of angles as alternate interior, alternate exterior, and consecutive interior or vertical.
Okay. So, angle 9 and angle 11. How does 9 and 11 relate to each other?
Vertical.
They are vertical. They're two lines that intersect and they're opposite each other, right? How about 3 and 9? 3 and 9.
Consecutive.
You guys, why do we say consecutive?
Because
Because they're on the same, they're both what? Interior, right? And they're on the same side as the what? Same side of the transversal, right? Now here's an important thing that I want you to write here. Don't just write consecutive when you do these problems. There's another really important word there, isn't it? What is it? Interior.
Interior.
Now the reason that's important is, wouldn't you say 1 and 3 are consecutively kind of beside each other on the same side of the transversal? Would everyone agree with that? But they add to 180. The ones, which these do too. But these are consecutive interior angles that add to 180, okay? Angle 3 and angle 12. Here's 3, here's 12. Are they on the same side as the transversal? They alternate around it, right? Are they both interior?
Yes.
So,
Alternate.
alternate interior. Let's look at angle 8 and angle 6. 8 and 6 here.
Vertical.
Angle 8 and angle 15.
What's the name? Exterior.
They're both on the outside, and are they on the same side as the transversal?
Yeah.
No, they're not. So they alternate, right? When we talk alternate, there's all kinds of things you can alternate around, right? But what are we talking about it alternating around? The what? Transversal. Okay, the alternate deals with on which side of the transversal they're on, and this is the transversal, is it not? So 8 and 15 are on alternate sides, and they're both exterior, so it's alternate
Exterior.
exterior. Angle 4 and angle 5. No.
Alternate.
Yes,
Oh.
these two are not parallel. You are right about that. But that doesn't mean that these aren't alternate interior angles. They're still alternate interior angles if this is your what? Transversal,
Yeah.
right? So if that's your transversal and these are your two lines that it cuts, 4 and 5 are alternate interior. They're just not congruent now because the two lines aren't parallel, are they? Angle 1 and angle 7.
Alternate exterior.
I would like you to look at, and this is probably one of the hardest things for people in these sections, is when you have 4 lines drawn like this. You have to be able to look at what matters and look at what doesn't, and look at it from the right perspective. Our first set of alternate interior angles was 3 and 12, right here, correct? With that set, everyone's eyes up here. Okay? Our first set of interior angles was angle 3 and angle 12. Would everyone agree with that? I want all eyes up here. Now, highlight it was. I had it yesterday. With the highlighter thing. Now, what lines am I talking about in perspective to? Which one's my transversal? This one? Isn't that my transversal there? Now, let's say these two are parallel, aren't they? Now, it doesn't say, but we're going to say they are. Doesn't 3 and 12 look like the exact same angle as far as size? Right. That's because this is parallel to this. It splits it up the same way each time, right? Now, we'll look at angle 4 and angle 5. Angle 4 and angle 5. In this case, what was my transversal? This was my transversal now, wasn't it? and these were my two lines. Obviously, these two lines are not parallel, are they? Would you agree that this line and this line are not parallel? Now look at 4 and 5. They're alternate exterior angles, but do they look like they're close to the same angle?
So I'm not
They're not even close, are they? The reason is because now this one's angled towards it. They're not parallel, right? They're still alternate interior angles, but they're just not congruent because these two lines are not what? Parallel.
So it
Okay.
was supplementary.
No, they're not anything.
Oh.
They're just alternate interior angles.
Okay.
These special situations that we're talking about only happen when what? The two lines are what?
Not parallel.
Or, no, are parallel.
Are parallel.
Are parallel.
Okay.
They can still be named alternate interior angles, they're just not congruent.
Yeah.
The two lines aren't parallel. And that's what I was getting at here. Now, said find the measure here. Angle 5. They want to know this one right here. Measure of angle 5. Well, these two are my parallel, aren't they? Do I know anything about any of the angles close to it, or that relate to it?
Yeah. It's vertical is 60.
The one vertical line opposite it, you know, two lines intersect, its vertical angle is what?
60.
So that's what? Angle 4,
80.
it's 80. Because it's vertical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, these are my only two parallel lines here. Angle 6. Angle 6 is right beside the 60-degree angle. What together, what do they have to make?
180.
So what's this one got to be?
120.
Okay, next one, angle 1.
6.
These two are parallel. These are two sets of interior angles, are they not?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone agree? Well, what about them? What do I know about them? If they're on the same side, the
Make
consecutive,
180.
they add to 180, so this one has to be what?
60.
Angle 8, how does it relate to this angle?
It's vertical, so it's going to be 60.
It's going to be the same. It's one of the ones that are equal, so angle 8 is 60. Angle 10,
100.
why is that?
Because it adds to 180. Because it's supplementary.
All right. Oh, I did wrong. This was for 8 through 12, wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
So our angle 10, we're actually talking about this one down here, aren't we? So let's go back and do 13 over again. Angle 10. These are not parallel, these two are. So, now, another thing you can do here, guys, listen to me. If this helps you, can you not label what's congruent and what's not on this picture before you even start doing any of this?
Mm-hmm.
These two are my two parallels, right? So as far as this transversal is concerned, these two are congruent, right? And you don't have to either, if you don't want to. But this is congruent to that, is it not? That's congruent to that, right? Which is congruent to that, 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 right? So angle 10. Angle 10 is congruent to this one. This one's 95. What's this one?
85.
How'd you get that?
I subtracted 95.
95 from 180, right? Now here's the one that gets to some people. We didn't directly know, you know, an alternate interior angle or a corresponding angle, but we could find one of those by other information given, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So because this one's 95, that one's 85, which then tells me that this one's what? 85 degrees. Angle 1. What's angle 1?
95.
95. Angle 2.
90.
Yep, it's 90. Because it's beside this they have to add 180. Angle 10. We already did angle 10, but we'll do it again. It's 85 degrees. I think they meant to say exercises 8 through 13 here, didn't
Yeah.
they? Oh well. We're smarter than them, we caught it. Angle 11.
95.
90.
Angle 8.
90.
90.
Yeah, these two are parallel, right? So they have to, same side interiors have to add to what? 180. Angle 6.
95.
Angle 5.
85.
Angle 4.
85.
We're good to go, aren't we? Now, we'll do a couple more examples from